All right, guys, welcome to, and by the way, thanks very much for, your time, your energy, your presence. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we're going to bring to the table, once we get this presentation going, a little bit more about how Healy has actually impacted our lives, what it's been doing for us over the last 6 months. Can't believe it's already been 6 months.
I know.
It's
nuts.
And between us, we've helped over 1,000 people with this little device that is around our necks. You can see a couple of people on the call right now who are already part of the team. There's also people who are looking into this for the very first time and trying to figure out, well, what is this about? What is Healy? What does it do? And how can it impact my life? So if everybody can just jump on mute if you haven't already, we will open up the chat box if you have any questions as well, and we'll answer them towards the end. And we're going to tell a little bit about our story, a little bit of information as well, not too much, because we realized that, our stories is more powerful than the information that we could, regurgitate at you, because there's so much information, there's so much science, there's so much, people backing this over the last 13 years. That we would be doing you a disservice if we tried to cover it all at once on this call. Could you guys agree?
Yep.
So rather than that, we're going to tell a little bit more about our stories and how this has impacted us. And I thought it might be good if you actually kick it off, because you're the one that actually introduced it to me.
Perfect. Let's do it.
This is Zac, by the way, for the people who don't know him. He lives next door to me. We met through the Kangan community when Brendan Teager came out to Australia. I know there's a lot of people on this call within Kangan Kingdom or is in Enagic as a distributor as well. So we both own Kangan machines. That's how we met, actually. So it's kind of cool that this has come full circle. Mm-hmm. And what we found is these two devices go hand in hand, very much go hand in hand. So it's really cool that that's come together nicely. So do you want to share your story to start off with?
Let's kick it off. Yeah, and hydration is number one. Through every program, the company recommends to drink at least 1 or 2 glasses of water. So it's so important to have good quality structured water. And so, yeah, to kick this off, look, I found out about this machine about 6 months ago through a health mentor of mine. He had an experience with it that this device actually scanned his body. So every part of our body, as we know, has, this is recording here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sweet. Every part of our body has a resonance. It's an energy and a frequency. And so this machine actually picked up on his body that he needed to relax. And then that night, he had a really good night's sleep. And he said, look, he gave me a call the next day. He says, Zac, I don't know what this thing is, but you should check it out. It's amazing. So I did a whole bunch of research and looking at the lectures and the research and the study papers and the peer-reviewed stuff, because I'm massively into science, and I was blown away at what this machine would actually do for the body. So I bought one after asking a whole bunch of questions back in December, and since then I've just been sharing it with 200 people I've scanned personally. It is so accurate, this machine, whether you're wanting more energy, better sleep, you're wanting to improve your skin, you're wanting frequencies to perform better as an athlete or recover quicker, or whether it's meridians or chakras or learning, there's so many different frequencies here. So we're going to get straight into this. Really, our intention for this little 20, 30 minutes is to share with you the power of Healy, how it works, the frequencies, some of the science, as well as the support that we have within our team if you're wanting to buy a machine, whether you're a customer or whether you're wanting to do this as the business. And so really, as you guys know, everything boils down to energy, frequency, vibration, and energy. Everything is made up of that. And so that's what this machine actually tunes in on. And so as you guys know, whether it's good, healthy food or good quality water or going outside, fresh air, getting the sun, healthy habits, they're all increasing our vibe as a human. And if we have a low vibe, how do we feel? We feel pretty crummy. If we feel high vibe, we're hanging out with good people, we're doing the healthy practices, we feel amazing. So this machine actually gets our body back into balance so we can feel amazing every single day. And so with a disclaimer, really important, this is an FDA approved machine in America. And it's actually designed to treat the pain and chronic pain, fibromyalgia, skeletal pain, as well as migraine. and for the supportive treatment of mental illness, such as depression, anxiety, and related sleep disorders. So this is the foundation of the machine. There's a bunch of science, and we'll go through that in a second. Whether it's a good frequency, whether something's good or bad in the universe, depending on how you want to, define it, it all comes back to frequency. And whether it's 3G, 4G, 5G radiation that's coming out and, getting into our cities, that's a specific frequency. Or whether it's the sunlight and good quality water, that's a healing frequency. And so the Healy works with what's called microcurrent, which is a frequency that with this machine has 144,000 different frequencies. So in life, we all know that things take us out of balance. We know that, whether it's eating bad, surrounded by technology, these things, I guess, make us feel anxious or overwhelmed, and that affects our body. And so over time, that affects the cells. It causes inflammation, cell trauma, cell division, cell death. And so that's what's happening to us, whether we like it or not, especially if we're living in the cities, And so what the Healy does is actually designed to bring us back into balance, bringing us more towards a healthier electrical positive and negative charge for our cells, so our cells can communicate. And so that's just one part of the Healy, and it works on a whole bunch of other dimensions. And that's where I found out about this, and I came to Brandon, and I was like, Brandon, I don't know what the heck this is. If this product does what they say it does, this is going to be an absolute game changer. I was learning about the science. I was learning about the lectures. It was kind of a little bit over my head because I'd never seen anything like this before. But I was like, dude, check this out. And that's when we had a good chat, and we met down at a cafe, and we tried the Healy for the first time, and it came up with an emotional scan that totally blew our mind as to what it actually does.
Yeah, actually, I was actually the one that, when you told me, you took me on a sleepless night after you did all this research. It's like, bro, I actually said to you, like, if this does what it says it can do, it's going to absolutely revolutionize and change the game for how we actually, have the power to self-heal and have that self-awareness around what's going on a cellular level. And what I believe is this can actually be a catalyst to help people self-actualize in a time where we most need it. And so I met Zac through, different communities as I started to actually get out of the toxic environments I was living in. And I started to do a lot of work on myself. I started to, learn about chakras. I got into the personal development scene. I had a goal to represent Tony Robbins because I was investing about $150,000 into my personal development. So I was already at this point pretty knowledgeable. When I heard about this device that can scan chakras, is I was actually, my story, leading up to this, I had a huge falling out with my mother. And a lot of the personal development I was doing was related to, past traumatic experiences with my mother. And God, I love her so much, mind you, have so much compassion now for her. But it sent me on a path. And I remember explicitly, like, she didn't want me to, we had a falling out because she didn't want me to be dating the person I was dating. And so we didn't talk to each other for a year. I sidebarred my family to go within myself and go on this path of manhood. And about a week before I actually, experienced the device, I actually had a really truthful conversation with her. I wonder if this is going to pick up on this device, knowing energy is everything, energy doesn't lie. And mind you, it actually picked up exactly what I was feeling in that moment. It literally came up in the chakra scan related to the heart chakra. The person feels like his mother's love came at blackmail and control. It's like I could actually send you the screenshot.
We have a video of his reaction. I was like, I'm going to get this on camera. This is nuts.
Yeah.
And it was totally spot on. So that's how accurate this machine is.
And that's what really sold me. I was like, well, if this can do that in a space of 30 seconds, what I've been working on over the last 7 years, cultivating, digging deep and finding out what's the truth behind everything. This can bring it up in 30 seconds flat. Holy shit. Like this, what else can this do for the world? Sorry, excuse my French, but I'm very passionate about this because this is kind of stuff that we like. What could this do for the world if we could bring this stuff up that we don't know about ourselves? What would that do for our relationships if we add that self-awareness around, just a different point of view, a different perspective that's completely disassociated? We're living in this world where this is our master. You know, most people are actually, you know, putting a lot of energy and time into a device that completely disconnects us from ourselves and our cells. It is literally like a jail cell in of itself, the way that we use this device. So much that this could be a device that could actually break the chains that we've, you know, permitted on ourselves. And so I see this as a Trojan horse to spirituality. And that's when I started to go on a search where I was like, you know what? If this can do this, I'm just going to go in and try it. There's a 100% money back guarantee for 2 weeks. As soon as you get it, I have got nothing to lose. And I started to do the research that this company has helped over 500,000 people over the last 13 years. The parent company by the name of Time Waver Technology. And they have been in the scene for helping practitioners. So they've got over 3,000 practitioners. I found out that the devices, they range from, you know, anywhere between 20,000 euros to about 150,000 euros. And I actually introduced a Healy to one of these people who actually got to experience one of these devices. You got to picture these devices he was telling us. You walk into a room and there's all these different computers hooked up to all these different wires, and they would literally microdose frequencies into pills so that you can actually take them. This was about 3 years ago. And they created the Healy to help people in between sessions where they found that people didn't come home. They didn't come back. They loved it so much that
such good results
that they didn't need those, you know, the help of practitioner. So they moved it to a social selling module and started to have, you know, had a goal of wanting to help impact 100 million people. I was like, wow, this could actually really truly help the world if everybody had their hands on one. And so that's why I started to change my perspective. I went on the road with Zac. We helped over, you know, 100 people. I did about 100 scans. And as I started to see time and time again how much these results came out, I was like blown away. I was sold on myself to, you know, realize that this needs to be in the hands of everybody. Just like everybody has a smartphone, everybody needs to have a Healy. You know, if you're not using your smartphone to self-heal, it's a dumb phone. So that's what I've come to realize. So I guess moving into more about what this device actually does on a cellular level, I think do you want to cover a little bit more about that?
And to break it down, guys, it's really, really simple. So as Brandon was saying, these massive medical machines, they've compressed the technology, and now we're actually allowed to use this frequency therapy at home multiple times throughout the day for us and our family, and to support us without having to be a practitioner. Everyone in the world can actually now utilize frequency therapy. And so how it works is it does two things. It analyzes the body for energetic imbalances. So whatever's going on in our life, there's always things that are taking us out of balance, causing stress and anxiety, and that ripples into other areas. So then what happens is once you analyze, it picks up out of 120 different programs. You got to focus on concentration. You got to focus on skin. You're going to focus on energy. You got to focus on digestion or meridians or chakras today. So then it delivers the frequency back to the body. Is that not just like epic?
We might actually get someone to share. Rob, you actually had a major, just relating to pain. Do you want to actually share a little bit about your story as well on this?
Yeah, for sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so I actually got introduced to this by Brandon. And he mentioned, you know, hey, I've got this device. It does, you know, all this frequency vibration healing. And I was obviously already very much into that area, you know, listening to a lot of Joe Dispenza, you know, different like Tony Robbins workshops and a lot of stuff where you're already working a lot on your consciousness and your thoughts and your vibration. And you understand that everything in the universe is just frequency and vibration. So when he told me about this, I was really excited. And Zac was actually driving from 10 hours away. So I was like, if Zac's driving 10 hours just to share this, like I can drive an hour to check this thing out because there must be something going on here. And that morning, I actually thought about not going because my back was in so much pain. And whenever I do a long drive, it gets worse. But I thought, hey, you know, I've got to make this happen because Zac's driving so far. So I drove out there. You know, my vibration was low because if you guys have ever experienced debilitating back pain or any kind of pain, it puts you in a low vibration. It's hard to think positive because all you can think about, all your concentration is focused on that pain. And so I rocked up and he's got this device, and we're passing it around to different people. We didn't have enough devices because, like, I think we thought 8 people were going to turn up, and next thing you know, there was 30 people there. So, like, I've never seen something like this. It's like when Apple releases a new phone and everyone just wants this. Like, there's lines, and I can see this is going to happen over the next couple of years. People are just going to be lining up, and there's going to be waiting lists for this kind of technology. And so I get in there, and he attaches to my wrist, and we do a scan. And I'm like, I wonder what it's going to show up. Then guess what? It'll show you top 5. Number 1, back pain. And I almost fell out of my chair when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, the level of intelligence that this device has is absolutely mind-blowing. And then, you know, just when I thought like I'd have to clean up my brain matter off the floor because it was just blown out of my mind, I got my mind blown again, because then I actually ran the back pain healing frequency, and 10 minutes into a 20-minute scan, my back pain was almost all gone. It was absolutely insane. And from like that point, I was like, I need this in my life right now. Because if it has the ability to do that for my back pain, it has the ability to do things for all different people. You know, one of my good friends, Jess, she didn't notice anything straight away, but the next day she messaged me, and her pain was completely gone in another area of her body that she was experiencing, and she had a 12-hour sleep. This body puts yourself in the frequency and the vibration that you can heal your body, because we can do anything. We just need to be in the right frequency and vibration to do so. So yeah, I'm so excited about this, guys. Like, you hear a lot of people when they're talking about things that are coming to fruition and launching, and they talk about, you know, oh, imagine if you could be in the garage with Steve Jobs when he was, you know, having Apple. And I'm like, this is way better, because as Brandon just said before, you know, Apple, iPhones, all this technology, it actually disconnects us. We now have the technology to connect back to self, to connect back to others, and actually reach the highest pinnacle of our potential. And I believe this is like the next level of evolution for the human race, and we get to be a part of it at the ground roots. And yeah, I'm just excited that we get to bless so many lives with this technology. So thanks, guys.
Awesome share, mate. Thanks very much for sharing. And yeah, it's a really cool opportunity what we've got here. I think what we're experiencing in the world right now, you know, for the first time in the history of time, everybody, that we can't just ignore the elephant in the room. Everybody is conscious of health, whether it's an unconscious fear of what might happen to them, or consciously wanting to be more healthy because, you know, it's not just a should. It's now a must for our own innate survival. And we don't just want to survive, right? We want to thrive. And this is where we are given the tools and techniques to be able to do that. Simply so with the technology that's emerging. You know, it's very profitable for people to be at the effect side of the equation. We can see that in society. Could you guys agree? Right? Like, it's very profitable to be sick. It is very profitable to have low self-worth. It's very profitable to go out and waste your life, you know, going out and getting fucked up. It is not very profitable to be woke. It is not profitable to be healthy. It is not profitable to be, you know, a connected human being to your higher source, your higher potential. And so my question to you is what side do you want to be on? And what side do you want to help people be on? Because right now we're experiencing a transition that everybody gets to be a part of. We get to literally take the pen and write history in the making by actually being the change we wish to see in the world. And we can't just expect that from other people. We need to take charge. So I don't want to feel like I'm preaching a little bit, but this is what's got me so excited, because if anything, people, you know, governments have armies, governments have pharmaceutical companies in their pockets. Why can't we? Why can't we? Why can't we build an army of healthy human beings that goes out there and actually represents what health looks like? And so that's why I'm insanely passionate about this, and seeing, you know, people who, you know, are symbols of health. You've got Zac here, Rob. These are two people that I admire with how much they represent and become a billboard for health. And if people are like this at this caliber jumping on board, then that says a lot about what we're about to experience. So I thought we might actually touch, yeah?
What we'd like to do, yeah, is like we've got a couple of other people on the line that love to share their story. So we've got Cara. I know you've had a machine since December and had some incredible results and some incredible scans. Do you mind sharing a bit of your journey?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everyone. My name's Cara. I'm tuning in from Sydney. I'm like half an hour away from Zac and Brandon. I've had my Healy, just tried to jump off the desk. Had my Healy since December, around the same time as Zac. And I'm a yoga teacher. I have been like in the health and wellness space for nearly 3 years. I'm completely obsessed with like personal development, health, healing. And when I understood what the device could do, it literally blew my mind. And I have countless stories of experiences that I could share, but I actually want to share what happened to me this morning. I had a couple of friends over last night and we ended up ordering Thai food as like a last minute, oh, what are we going to do for dinner thing? Like got some Thai food, and I'm actually really allergic to MSG. And I've never eaten from this Thai place before. The other place that we normally go to, I don't ever have any issues with, but I was eating it. I was like, oh, it kind of feels okay. And then went to bed and like felt fine. And this morning I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, that food had MSG in it. My eyes were like bright red and puffy. I had a splitting headache, like migraine, and just felt totally brain fogged. And I was like, that food had MSG 100%. And so I was like, okay, damn it. Like I had a coaching call an hour ago. I was like, I need to be in the zone. Like I got to like shake this off. So got the Healy, did a scan, and what comes up? Intolerances, migraine, and what was the other one? Eyes. I was like, okay, cool. So I put the migraine frequency on for 20 minutes and I was like pottering around my room, just like doing some tidying. And within 5-10 minutes, I'd already felt a shift. Did the eye frequency, all the puffiness and the redness from my eyes has like completely gone down. And I was so able to like sit with my client and be totally focused and give her the attention that she deserved. So I love a Healy. I use it all the time, every day. That's like the physical stuff. I've also worked with a kinesiologist, a chiropractor for the last 5 months, working on emotional clearing. And every time I have a session with him, I come and do the chakra scan with the Healy, and whatever came up in the session with him that we worked through to clear, something really, really similar will be identified from the chakra analysis, which just blows my mind. So yeah, that's my experience in a short.
That's awesome. Amazing. And
Thank you.
where it's pinpointing what's out of balance right now for you. You know, so asking the question, how healthy are you guys right now? Have you got health goals? Have you got health challenges? This machine actually picks it up and then helps support you in your healing journey. Yes, we got to eat healthy. Yes, we got to do the healthy habits. This just helps accelerate the journey. So some of the other frequencies that the Healy has, whether it's the beauty programs, the mental balance, or the meridians that came up with the allergies, or the eye programs for the bioenergetic programs that Cara was going through. There are so many frequencies, whether you have your tonsils are sore, whether it's toxins, liver function, whether it's prostate, thyroid, you know, joints, menstrual cycle, nerves. So there's so many frequencies, or even the protection programs, which is all about 3-4 electrosensitivity support, as well as geopathy, which is all about all the technology around our environment, or whether it's the deep cycle, which is all about helping cleanse out the body and actually rebalance certain organs throughout the body as well. So there's so many different frequencies for everyone.
Yeah, it's crazy. It reminds me of the story when we took this to Melbourne and you accidentally fed me peanut butter ice cream. I'm allergic to peanuts, guys. I'm also allergic to cats. And long story short, when we were in Melbourne after touring Healy, we actually did a healing session at this place, 2 hours apart in Melbourne. And there was cats there. We both were a little bit allergic, got allergic reaction. And so we actually ran the allergy meridian, which you can see if you go back here, the allergy meridian right here. And within 30-40 minutes, I was swelling up just like Cara. I had red eyes. Within 30 minutes, it was gone. And then that night, I went and saw, Zac, and he got some ice cream, and we're just deconstructing this healing session that we've both just gone through. And I'm smashing this tub of ice cream that he bought me halfway through halfway in the dark. And I was like, oh, this is really nice. It tastes like cashews and chocolate. What is it? And I turned on the lights, and lo and behold, I've just eaten half a tub of ice cream with peanut butter.
I nearly killed Brandon.
You nearly killed me.
Killed him.
But because
it was so good though. It was so delicious. The ice cream was good. Luckily we had the Healy there.
But here's the thing, like I actually didn't know it was peanuts. If it, typically when I have peanuts, I would get an allergic reaction instantly. Like my throat will swell up.
Wow.
But and it reminded me of when I went on a retreat with you, Rob. Remember when your girlfriend almost tried to kill me at the retreat, and she made a peanut butter smoothie, and then Elizabeth got the Young Living oils and chucked 4 drops of peppermint down my throat, and it made it better. Like it cleared it up like in 5 seconds. I was like, whoa! It was the exact same feeling that I had, that numbing sensation in my throat when I had eaten peanut butter when your girlfriend tried to kill me as well. But it was prevention. It was preventative. It wasn't like a cure, so to speak. So that's when I was like, oh my God. And that's a genuine story where I was like, this thing is off the chain. I've got peppermint oil on tap now. So, that's just one of the things. So let's go back into it. Is there any other things that we need to obviously cover?
Just a quick one, guys. So how it actually works is on the inside is a crystal. And so this has a quantum processor in it. And as Brandon was mentioning, they've been using this for 13 years on 500,000 people. So with their application on the phone, you connect it through your phone, it delivers it to the Healy, and then you can use frequency therapy on your wrists or the sticky pads for pain. And so it's delivered back to the body. And then the guy who actually invented this was a guy called Marcus. And so he's been a monk, or was a monk, for over 10 years. He's written 25 books on consciousness. He has his own consciousness institute, which is kind of like a TED talk, but for high-end consciousness, spirituality, wellness experts. And he is an absolute genius. And he's the one who's actually brought this to the world. In our groups, we've got a couple of interviews and webinars talking about spirituality and science. So for those who want to learn a bit more about the science, how it all works, we've got all that stuff as well. In terms of where do the frequencies come from, these have been studied as well through a guy called Nuno Nina. He's a Portuguese frequency therapist. He's been using it for 15 years in multiple clinics throughout the world. And Time Waver, the parent company, has bought his frequencies to actually be used in the Healy. Time Waver has also bought other specialists' frequencies to add it into the Healy as the bottom line for more and more frequencies for us over time. And so this is what it would usually look like: a massive box with a computer. It's not portable. This would be, maybe a $200 session to go in and see a frequency therapist. And, that's quite expensive. And it's like going to the gym. We don't go to the gym once a month. We need it multiple times throughout the week. And now that's what the Healy allows us to do, to support us throughout the week. In terms of the science, Caroline McMacken here, she's now just a massive idol of mine. If you're wanting to learn about energy, the science on recovery and how to accelerate the regeneration process of our body, she talks about it and has been using it for many years in her clinic. But what I loved about the science board is that some of them are naturopaths, some of them are acupuncturists, homeopathy practitioners, integrative information field and energy medicine practitioners. So when I looked at this, I was like, finally, a organization, a science board that's a holistic team that look at health holistically, and for the world where it's heading, we're all not one thing is going to help heal our body. It's a variety and a kaleidoscope and an array of different things. And to have a science board, which makes me feel more confident knowing that Healy's really got our back in terms of how this works. In terms of the science, again, just with like blood analysis, if you look at sticky blood, which is like the rouleau, blood can be stuck together. Feelings of tiredness, fatigue, headaches, dehydration. Obviously, water and Kangen water helps to cleanse and hydrate the body. But with the Healy, just using the immune system program, went from stagnation to flow. It created a healthier negative and positive charge for our red blood cells. So that means more energy, more faster acceleration of regeneration in the body, better everything as a result of healthier blood. So from before to after, I think that's really impressive to know that the Healy is backed up by so much science. Who invested in Healy? This guy called Christian Harper. He invested in cryptocurrency many years ago. He's worth many billions of dollars, and so he's actually put over $100,000 into Healy to support the growth.
100 million.
100 million. What did I say?
100,000.
$100 million. And so what I love about him is he's actually a conscious green investor. He's got one of the only vegan Michelin star restaurants in the world. So he loves investing in the future of food and conscious business. What I'd love to do now, guys, is we can go through the prices in a sec, but I've got a few more stories. Rebecca, are you there? I know you've had it for just a week. Would love to hear your experience over the last couple of weeks.
Sure. How you going, guys? I've had it for 2 and a little bit weeks now, so yeah, not too long. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Rebecca White. I am a abundance breakthrough coach and an energy healer, and I use a lot of different energy modalities for my clients, and also a law of attraction coach. So I do lots of woo-woo stuff, but an entrepreneur for 13 years, owned a cafe for 8 years, and sold that to do this full-time, to do coaching full-time. And anyway, my story starts when Trisha was actually having a coaching call with me to work with me, and she was telling me about her little investment that she's going to be making. And at the time I was like, no, I coach a lot of social sellers. I wasn't interested in anything like that. And then of course, as it happens, kept seeing it come up. And a couple months down the track, I just went straight back to her and said, okay, tell me about it. It keeps coming up in my conscious awareness. Obviously, I've got to know more. So got a little bit more information, and I use muscle testing because I'm a kinesiologist and emotion code practitioner and Psych K practitioner. And so I started to test it on the level of consciousness scale, which is from Dr. David Hawkins. Have you heard of that, from Power versus Force? Anyway, it's a great book. You can read it. It's all about the level of consciousness. And it was basically one of the highest level of consciousness, one of the highest pieces of equipment or even business that I've found for many times. The only other business that I've found that's come close is the Kangen, which when I did the same thing, I bought a Kangen machine because there's nothing, close to Christ consciousness like this and like that. And so that was me. I bought it straight away as soon as I could get that level of consciousness over 800, which is very, very high. And bought it and got it 2.5 weeks ago. Was telling a few little people about it, but I didn't have it, so I didn't physically have the device until a couple of weeks ago. Once I got it, I've had many issues myself with back pain and other health issues. I've had huge results with my back pain as well as Rob, so that's amazing and really good to see other people getting that as well. And I suppose I'm going to tell you a really quick story because my niece was staying over Friday night, and she's 15, with a lot of different emotional issues and doesn't sleep very well, and she was sleeping over, and sorry about my dog in the background. And I said, let's just run the sleep program, and it was like 10:30, and she kept telling me she only falls asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, doesn't sleep well, and all the rest of it. Ran the sleep program, and she was asleep within 10 minutes and slept for 11 hours straight. So I was like, okay, so my auntie's now buying one as well. Looking into it now. But yeah, so many different stories about this. I'm just telling everybody I'm a little bit the same as you, Brandon, and everyone else here, just so passionate about it because it's just out of this world.
That's awesome, Rebecca. How cool.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Only a couple of weeks in. So nuts. And so alrighty, so what we've got here, guys, I'm going to quickly transition. We're going to get into how the Healy, how to get your hands on a Healy. Cool. But really the vision here, and as Brandon was talking about and Rob was talking about, the world is shifting, right? We're raising our vibration. We're leading into a new future for everyone. And we all have such an incredible opportunity and responsibility to lead the world to the future that's sustainable and that's, going to be, there to support the generations to come. So really, if you guys are out there, if you're wanting to impact other people, you love wellness, you love a freedom lifestyle, we're going to get into actually how the Healy, the business model works in a second. But just to cover a little bit about it, Amazon actually tried to buy Healy a few years ago, but the company said no. right? So all these massive corporations are trying to get what Healy have, which is just crazy. It's been around for about 14 months now. It's from Germany. We've just launched in the US from May 1. Globally, there's about 70,000, 80,000 people who own a Healy. And this is now transitioned into a social selling network marketing approach where it's the first time ever there's a class 2 medical grade machine that's used in social selling. So that means it's FDA approved and it's got the backing as we mentioned before. So what I love about that is that we all now have the ability to share this with other people, and all the results that have been coming out from our friends, our families, around the world, whether it's, some of the testimonies that you've been hearing, these are life-changing results. People with chronic pain, people with, relying on pills and potions to get them through. Now they're using them less or not needing them at all. So this is really groundbreaking. And so there's 4 different models. They all look exactly the same. It's the same hardware, except a different software. So depending on which one you purchase, you get access to more and more frequencies, more and more categories. And the only one that scans is the resonance. So in terms of the US price, 2,357 plus tax, that's the only one that scans. And then the one lower than that has all the programs, less programs again. Even the 470, the gold machine, is amazing for overall wellness and things like that. But if you're really wanting to use this for yourself and get the most out of it, the Healy Resonance is the top of the line one. And so with the promotion that's running at the moment, it finishes June 9. The usual price, which is 2,357, is now 1,413 plus tax. So you're saving about $1,000 on that machine. That's the one that scans. That's what most people start on. And now if you're wanting just to try the machine, whether you're wanting like a lower machine, starting at 470, and that actually gets upgraded with more frequency. So this is the promotion. Usually you're not paying this price, you're paying for the one lower and only getting those frequencies. And so depending on which one you purchase, you're getting more and more programs. The only one that scans and that does the Bach flower remedies, even scans the I Ching and the homeopathy and things like that. That's the top of the line one, which is the resonance. And so when you get started, guys, you actually get obviously your Healy, you get training, you get ongoing support, pretty much lifelong support for whether you're a practitioner or a user or wanting to do this as a business. And you can then integrate this into your own lifestyle or your business. Whether you're a practitioner and you're wanting to add another modality, some people are charging $50 a session for an hour, or whether someone has a health clinic and they want to give it to their clients, or whether you just like us who just love helping people and we're like, oh my God, this is an incredible opportunity. We want to help the world with this. This is really what we're teaming up for. So what I'd love to do is actually welcome Peter onto the webinar. Peter was one of the ones that started bringing Healy into the country back in December. He's a massive support for us, really the backbone of our team. And I'd love him just to quickly share a little bit more about how this has been growing so fast, with over 4,000 people here in Australia now, and 20,000 units sold within 10 days in America. This is just mind blowing. This is unheard of. It's now one of the fastest growing network marketing companies in the world. And so I'd love you just to share a bit about your story, Peter, and what you see the vision of Healy being and why you got involved.
Hey guys, thank you for that. And yes, Healy. Well. So quite interesting, actually. It took 2 attempts for me to have a good look at Healy. The first time I wasn't ready, and I'm kicking myself now because otherwise I'd probably be even further ahead and our team would be even bigger. But nevertheless, divine timing. It's always a perfect time. And yeah, when I had a look at Healy and I sat down and I truly had a look at Healy, there wasn't a question. I didn't have to ask myself, do I want to do this? I was just like mind blown, holy shit. And I was all in. And before that, I wasn't really interested in MLM that much anymore, to be honest. I lost my passion for MLM, even though I've been involved with probably 3 companies now. And I've had pretty quick success in all of them. I know all the network marketing companies. I've known Kangan for about 4 years. And yeah, I thought that I'm done with MLM. And then Healy came along, and it wasn't about the opportunity, even though I was dead broke, to be honest, before Healy came. And I came to a point in my life where I really wanted to do things that really lit me up and wasn't about the money. And so I was a bit lost before Healy. And, you know, there was other network marketing companies. There was a lot of opportunities, but just nothing was pulling me. Nothing was compelling me to do anything. Now, when I sat down and looked at Healy, you know, I'm very much into health and wellness and evolution. And I've come a long way from understanding that, you know, health is a very diverse and complicated subject. And I thought it was all about nutrition. Then through growing and evolving, I've learned to understand now that nutrition is a tiny aspect of overall health. And it's actually all about energy, frequency, vibration, our thoughts and our beliefs. And so that's what I love about Healy. It's not a pill, not a potion, not working on the superficial. It's working on what matters most, which is frequency, energy, vibration. And Nikola Tesla said it best. If you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, vibration. And that's what I feel we have here, is we've found the secret. Now, for me, I've learned a few things through my journey of how and why to be successful in a network marketing company. Firstly, it's about the company. Now, there's a lot of companies out there. They'll all have incredible products. However, most of them aren't really distinguishable and aren't really that much different to everything else out there. And you can find generally every network marketing company's product outside of network marketing industry. So at the end of the day, you know, you're competing, trying to convince people to purchase a brand rather than a unique product. And with Healy, I found that there is nothing inside network marketing, even outside network marketing, that's so evolved, so amazing as the Healy, compact, easy to use for the everyday person. So it has no competition. It's a blue ocean product and company, and backed by real science and an industry leader of 15 years as well. So it's not just a company that popped out of nowhere that is trying to do something or be an expert in an area that they don't have the experience in. Secondly, it's the timing. With Healy, I think we're at a tipping point where humanity is awakening, where the world is shifting, where people are recognizing, understanding, even science, that, you know, there's frequency, energy, vibration, and we're more than just, you know, physical matter. And so I think we're at that tipping point. Healy, if, you know, I think 5-10 years ago, I don't think the world would have been ready, and I don't think it would have been growing and exploding so quickly, but the timing, I think, is perfect right now, where we're at that tipping point. Also, what I've come to understand that, you know, obviously, if you want to be successful in an opportunity like this, social selling, ground floor, being in early is paramount. And that's the seats we have right now. We're the foundation of Healy, and we're here to, you know, build collectively, co-create the future of Healy. And that's incredible opportunity that will change a lot of lives and is already changing so many lives so quickly. And then lastly, what I've found is being part of the right team. All right. Now, we are recognized even by Marcus as something unique, fresh, and we have this conscious spiritual sort of team and community, and we are, you know, running collectively, and we're all here working together and being part of this community environment. If you just plug people in, I think that, you know, it creates that culture of success. And so, yeah. Now, with my actual story of the business side, I'm still pinching myself how quickly things have excelled. It's incredible. And not just for me, but for other people. I was just speaking to a teammate that's, I think, 3 levels down from me the other day. And she was in another network marketing company for 2 years and built an income of about $5,000 a month. Now in Healy, she's done that in like 3 months, right? And that's just a reflection of other people in other companies built an income for years, and they're achieving those sorts of incomes in 2, 3, 4 months in Healy. And for me, you know, I have had experience in network marketing, and I've had, you know, a lot of time and effort that I've put into my skills, knowledge. And right now I'm at the point where, you know, last month, and this is, you know, just something to share with you guys to inspire you and to share what's possible. Last month I made 47,000 AUD, and that's after 6 months. So I can't even understand how that's happened so quickly, and where we're going to be in 2, 3, 4 years. I can't believe, like, just, it's going to be incredible. So for me to achieve that so quickly, I mean, that's something that, like I said, people work for 2, 3, 4 years in a company of solid hard work to achieve that type of income. But that's what's possible with this company, with this product, and with this compensation plan. So with Healy, it's got an incredible compensation plan, and it pays multiple, there's 6 different ways to earn. And that's another thing, is I've looked at so many compensation plans, and Healy has everything. And the reason it does is because, firstly, it has a low ticket entry. So you could get in with a gold package, which costs about 800 AUD, or less than 500 USD. And also has the high ticket item, which is 2,500 USD, or around about 4,300 AUD. So, and then another 2 packages in between. So you got that range where it doesn't matter where someone is, they are able to afford and start on a Healy pack. And then, you know, at the moment, we do have a few subscription models, which is the residual part. And that's the long-term residual where, you know, monthly, you're just going to get that paycheck flowing in once you've established and built your network. And, you know, in the next couple of months or so, we're going to be having more and more subscription models being released, which gives people even more options. And so we've got, like I said, low ticket, high ticket item, and we've got the monthly subscriptions. And we're just at the beginning of this incredible expansion of Healy. I mean, it's the tip of the iceberg, right? There's the McHealy coming out, which is going to be FSM, which is basically dual channel frequencies, because currently the Healy only does 1 channel. So it's only delivering 1 frequency at a time. But with the McHealy, it's going to be 2 simultaneously at a time, which has even more profound and incredible benefits and results. So there's just so much more that's going to be built on top of the Healy and expanded. The watch also. So it's just a complete ecosystem being built to be able to 100% diagnose and analyze your overall body and bioenergetic field. And then you use the Healy to be able to balance and bring you back into balance. So you can analyze everything and then bring back into balance. So it's this ecosystem that's being built where you have everything you need to be your own healer and be able to know what's going on and then be able to bring you back into balance. So with a compensation plan, you know, the first and easiest way to get paid is obviously the direct bonus. And that's a very lucrative direct bonus. Now, for most of the world, it is paid depending on which pack you hold. For USA, because of the laws and legalities, it's paid on what you sell. And, you know, you refer to the compensation plan to find out exactly what pays what. But it is very lucrative and amazing. So yeah, the direct bonus is something that obviously at the beginning of the business, that's what you're reliant on. But then we go into the dual bonus, which is the binary incredible part of the compensation plan. And that's what's really the big money, so to speak. And that's where on the dual bonus, we're paid 15% on the weaker leg. So that's where, you know, you're building 2 teams, and then on the team that has the weaker volume, you're paid on a monthly basis, 15% of that. Then we've got the matching bonus, and the matching bonus is something that's on the genealogy. So what I mean by genealogy is everyone that you personally enroll goes on your first level, then everyone that they enroll is on your second level, everyone they enroll on your third level, and so on. And we earn matching bonus 4 levels deep. So based on that, just to give you an indication as well, last month on the matching, I made about $6,000 just on the matching. And that's paid on the dual bonus. So that's, again, another incredible long-term, big, powerful way of earning, where as you help your team, as you grow, as more people are succeeding, your income is a reflection of that. We've also got the mobility bonus. This is a monthly paycheck depending on what ranked you are, and you can use that towards a car. You got leadership bonus. Now the leadership bonus is, again, something that's incredibly powerful. The whole wide world points of Healy, 1% is put into a pool, and then depending what rank you are, you get shares in that pool, which is paid out quarterly. And again, just to put this in perspective, I haven't qualified for that yet, but Max, who some of you might know, has qualified, and last month he got paid out. And that payout, that quarterly payout, was 60,000 euro. So that, again, is a once-off quarterly, but it's a huge lump sum as well. That long-term is an incredible, huge payout. And then we've got a once-off rank achievement bonus. And as you're going up in ranks, you get this once-off achievement bonus. So what I wanted to touch on is, with the compensation plan, you got 3 incredible ways of earning long-term, huge, sustainable residual money, which is the dual bonus, the matching bonus, and the leadership bonus. And I've never, ever seen a compensation plan to have the ability to earn with so powerful multiple ways. Generally, you got 1, maybe 2. So that's what makes Healy so incredible, and the compensation plan so incredible. And that's why so many people are earning, in 3-4 months, what other people or in other companies takes 2-3 years. So I'll probably leave it at that. And like I said, I think this is an incredible opportunity because of the product, and then the opportunity as well itself. It's just something that I personally believe, as cliche as it sounds, comes along once in a lifetime, or at least once every 20, 30 years. You don't get something like this so powerful that comes along so often. So I think for those that sit down and put their time, effort, and focus into this, will have something that will change their life.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Peter. How awesome is that, guys? I know it's a lot of information to digest just being talked at you. We're going to send out a PDF for anyone who wants to break down the compensation plan. This also includes the fast start as well, of how you can actually get free devices, whereby if you invest in the top range, you can actually, if you help 3 people, you can get another top resonance pack for free. So it's going to show all that. Like, who would like that? Just chuck in the comments, because I know you're all in mute. Who would like that to be sent out to you guys, so you can actually just break it down yourself? And yep, Sam, we'll send it to you, Sam, and we can actually break it down even more. But I thought I might actually get Rob, because we've got a lot of people just want to engage with you guys. There's a lot of Kangen distributors on this, isn't there? Right? From the US especially. So I thought I might just get Rob to actually showcase, because he's helped over 300. How many people have you helped with Kangen now? 300 people. Plus you've made just under $1 million with Enagic commissions alone. And I'd love to get your perspective in terms of your vision and how this coincide with each other, because I really respect how you go about in network marketing. You actually changed my perception about network marketing. I still remember it. We were at the Rocks in Sydney. I went up to you after I got introduced to you, and I said to you, I was like, I want you to be my mentor in network marketing. And here we are 4 years later on this incredible journey together. And so I'd love to get your perspective and your opinion as to how you're building this and how this works coincide with your business, and what's gotten you excited about it from a business point of view, because you've only recently switched on about the opportunity. So would you
Yeah.
like to share about that?
Yeah, awesome, man. Thanks so much for that. And thanks everyone who's shared their testimonials on this call. It's been absolutely amazing. Cara, Rebecca, Brandon, Zac, and obviously Peter, absolutely killing it. And it was a pleasure meeting Peter a couple of months ago, actually. And I actually met Peter, and it's funny, this is a good segue into how I'm now going all in with Healy, because at the time when I met Peter, I was still like not really in the business. I was loving the device, loving the frequencies, so passionate about the product, but I was letting my own old beliefs drive my future outcomes. And so for me, I got out of the network marketing industry a little while ago, a couple of years ago, because I just had some bad experiences. One company just stopped working altogether. Another had a lot of other issues that didn't align with me. And so I got involved with a Nagic, which is a direct sales company. So not so much network marketing, and still love the product, love it, still doing the business model. Yeah, I've blessed, like over 400 homes now with Kanga machines. And it's been an absolute blessing seeing the dramatic changes in people. And when I first got shown this device, I loved it straight away. And I had that same feeling that I had when I first got my Kanga machine, but I had these beliefs telling me, hey, maybe you shouldn't get back in the MLM industry. What are people going to think if you're doing something else? And all these beliefs. But what I've come to realize is that you can't let your own fears and insecurities get in the way of doing what is right. And at the crux of everything is, if you know something can impact other people's lives, it's not just, something you should do. It's a responsibility. It's a responsibility to share this with as many people as possible. And what I've come to realize is that this device works so well with the Nagic. It actually confirms how powerful the water is, because we are nothing but electricity running through our bodies. And so when you drink the right water that's charged and hydrates every cell in your body, guess what? Your cells now have the ability to actually use the frequency medicine at a whole nother level. So the two work together. Like Brennan actually shared an amazing post yesterday, like there's no better duo. And it's so true. And if you line up the Healy device in front of a K8, it looks like they're a couple. It really does. Like they're made for each other. It's absolutely incredible. And so what we have right now, guys, in this device, that you can give this device to someone, and if they can work an app but can't read a book by Joe Dispenza, they can unlock the secrets to the universe. They can unlock their own understanding of their own bioenergetic field. This is not a technology that we're talking about that comes along every 20 years. I don't think there's been a technology like this for the last 100 years. And I don't think there will be for the next 100 years. We're at the start of the biggest revolution in both spirituality and awakening of people's potential in their body. No longer people going to be driven, by all the corporations and their greed. Now we actually have the ability to take back the power and empower the people. And that's where the true power resides, because there's so many forces right now that are trying to get people to operate in low vibrational frequencies. All the media keeps pumping out is fear, fear, fear. And it's time for the revolution. It's time for people to stand up and come together. And I think, this foundational group that we have right now, that's growing at an exponential rate, we've only just touched the surface of what the potential for this movement is. So yeah, I'm super excited to lock arms with all of you. I feel absolutely honored and blessed that I was introduced to this opportunity, by Brandon and Zac, and I'm just so excited for where this thing will go. There's really no limits. It's just what you make this. And I now am kicking myself that I didn't go all on with this business when I first got the device. But making up for lost time right now. It's been about 2 weeks now that I've actually been seriously doing the business. And things are going pretty crazy.
That's nuts.
Awesome, bro.
Love
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
And look, like right now, right now is the most incredible opportunity. Less than 100,000 people with Healy. If you're with a network marketing company within the first 100,000, that is the biggest gift you could ever have in your entire life. If you work hard, work as a team, if you're really seeing something to gift as a willable, as a generational wealth for you and your family, this could be it. So if you are wanting to get started, if you want more information, talk to the person that invited you onto this webinar. We've got groups, we've got a business training portal as well, if you're wanting to do the business. And right now until June 9 is the promotion. So if you are wanting to save on your first Healy, everyone gets a 14-day money back guarantee, right? 2 weeks, use it. If you don't like it, send it back. But if you love it and you share it with 3 people in your first 30 days, you could either get an upgrade or you get a whole new free machine as well. So yeah, super excited to share this all with you. We're going to close out and stop the recording, but any final comments?
That's it. I think the world's ready for us. The world is ready for you guys. And I'm just excited to bring together from all different backgrounds, all different modalities, all different ways of, healing the body. People are coming together for a common cause. And if it's not now, when is the question I like to pose. If it's not you, who is it going to be that's going to actually step up and lead the charge for this? And so that's what we're really excited about. We need this more than ever before. It's not just about the device itself. It's about the people that use it. It's about what you do with it. It's about how you increase your level of energy, vitality, so that you can pour that into conscious, projects, conscious ways of, helping impact the world. And I want to leave you with this. It's all about being the change you wish to see in the world. And it's all about bringing the frequency back to where you want to, impact. You got to impact yourself. You got to fill yourself up before you can go out there and fill up the world. So that's what I'll leave you with that. Thanks very much for your time, energy, presence. And we look forward to seeing you on the other side for those people who are actually seeing that this is a call to get started. And for those people already on this journey with us, we're excited to continue building, leaders of the next generation, the new wave. So
there we go.
Awesome, guys. We'll see you on the other side. Stop the recording. If you have any questions, please, we've got 3 minutes now. Happy to answer any of those while we're still live.